Hi everyone, it's Luna, and I just wanted to come back and speak with you all. I'm sorry I've been away for about a week because I haven't been well, and I wanted to come back and say hello to everybody and get back to doing videos again. So here I am. I hope you've all been well in my absence. And what I wanted to do today was just share with you all a little tip that I've got around self-love. Because we don't get taught how to love ourselves, and often we don't get it modelled in our childhood. Some of us did, but an awful lot of us didn't. And so it's really good to kind of share ideas around this. And I've got something that I use with myself, and I suddenly realised that maybe other people don't use this. So I thought I would come on and share it so that you too can use it. Because self-love used to be a really cringy thing for me. Oh God, I've really had to kind of go at this. It's been difficult for me, really difficult. And I'm learning all the time, and it kind of deepens all the time. And what I came to realise was that I was kind of trying to push it. And of course, love doesn't try and push anything, never forces anything. And so I was doing kind of the opposite to myself. So I've been on a bit of a journey with that, and I've reached a sort of a place with it where I then have been able to kind of develop things that support it. Okay, so it's not actually what self-love is about, but I've got some things that support it. And so that's what I wanted to share with you all today, the kind of techniques and things that I've got that support it. Okay, well, there's actually a book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, and it's actually about how, intimate relationships really, although it can be applied to family members, other loved ones, friends, etc. And he talks about how there's 5 main love languages. Love language is a thing that is your style of what makes you feel loved. And just hold on one moment because my cat is being naughty. Hi, I'm back again. I'm so sorry. I've got one of my cats, so I think they're both in here. I think one's in the bed sleeping, and then another one's being a bit more cheeky and he's kind of making a bit of noise, so I'm sorry if that disturbed you. So I was talking about the 5 love languages, and these are ways of making somebody feel loved. So it's like an action that you can do that makes somebody feel loved. And we've all got different things that make us feel loved. So, just for example, one person might really like to be hugged. Another person might really like to have space, be given space. So that's just like one example. So the 5 love languages are, they're not meow, are positive affirmations, acts of service, which is kind of like somebody doing practical tasks for you, receiving gifts, so it's kind of being bought something, physical touch, so that's hugs and things, and quality time, which is kind of going out for dinner, having a coffee, going for a walk together, being listened to, that kind of thing. So they're the 5 love languages. And then what you do, and there's quizzes online so you can find out what yours are if you don't automatically know from that list. And of course you can pause and rewind this video so you can go back over the list. And what you do, you decide what your top ones are. So you put them in priority order. So just for example, mine is quality time, acts of service, positive affirmation, physical touch, and receiving gifts. So mine go in that order. Okay. And then when you work out which ones are your favourites, which ones make you feel the most loved, which ones are most important to you, then you can take kind of the top 2 or 3 and you can turn them into acts of love for yourself. So as I said, mine is quality time. So I always make sure that I spend some time as quality time with myself. So I don't put any pressures on me, and it's not, a set time whereby I have to speak with myself or anything like that, because that's a harsh energy, right? So we don't want to be doing that. So I just have quality time where, I can literally do nothing. If I don't feel like doing anything, I don't do anything. I just sit and stare into space, which I actually quite like doing. Or I might use it to check in with my heart and just find out, what she wants, where she's at, that kind of thing. Or, I might write something to myself, like do a bit of journaling, that kind of thing. And you can do anything that you want in that quality time, but it's really about kind of listening and getting to know yourself. Because in that love language, it's kind of like you want your partner to really listen to you, without trying to fix you, without trying to jump in with something that they know, without having a sentence ready to say to you by the time you finish speaking. Just that real presence, I mean, I absolutely love it when men do that. Hasn't happened to me very often, to be fair, but when a man really listens, like they don't know what you're going to say, but they're really fascinated, that kind of real presence. I love that. So I try to do that for myself as often as possible. And then the other one was the acts of service, so having practical tasks done for you. So, I really like it. Like, I'm rubbish at DIY. I really like it if a guy just kind of goes, oh, you're struggling with that? I'll do it for you. Love it. Or if there's just something that I'm maybe struggling with in my life and somebody says, well, I don't know, I'll brush the cat tonight. I'll do the washing. I'll cook tea. Whatever, that kind of thing, yeah. That's another thing. Now, of course, when you live on your own like I do, you have to do everything all the time. And so practical tasks has possibly moved up the list, to be honest. So I can't avoid, having to do DIY and having to do all the jobs around the flat and things like that because I live on my own. So what I do is I take the third love language, which is in my list, which is positive affirmations. And so I tell myself, oh, you're doing really great at that. Yeah, so well that. Oh, I think it's brilliant the way you just get on with this. And I actually talk to myself like that all the time, just cheerleading myself on and encouraging myself. And I think, the other thing that I do, if I've got something that I've got to do that I really don't like DIY, I allow myself that quality time to kind of build up to it. So it's not like a high pressure thing. So I take the pressure off as well. So you can see that I'm kind of like combining some of those love languages to get the best for me. So that's just kind of like some way that you can do it, And then the other one, physical touch. I mean, some obvious stuff that you can do for self-love with physical touch. I'm not going to go down that road. But you can do self-massage and things, and you can learn. I've heard this from other intimacy workshops and things like that, but I haven't been on any, but I've heard this, there's like you can learn the type of touch that you like by kind of practicing on your arm. So you can kind of see if you want to be kind of touched gently, or if you want like a bit of a firmer touch, that kind of thing. You can try hot and cold, different sensations, different fabrics, things like that. So that's something that you can do for yourself. And of course, if you like physical touch, you will probably like physical exercise as well. The two tend to be quite, because they're quite bodily, so they tend to go hand in hand. So you can make sure that you do some exercise if that's what you like. And then, what was the last one? Oh yeah, receiving gifts. Yeah, so that's not a big one for me. I don't really. I mean, I like thoughtful gifts. That's nice because it's got a bit of that kind of quality time in there with it because they've listened. But it's not a big deal to me at all, and it's the bottom of my list. So it's funny. I don't tend to buy myself stuff very often. I really don't. I don't buy. I don't go clothes shopping. I don't kind of buy myself treats and things like that. I just don't do that. So. But if it was top of my list, then I'd make it my priority and I would do that, So it's kind of like, look at the list, get your priority order in, decide what kind of things you can do for yourself from that. And then kind of like make sure that you're building them into your day and into your life. And before you know it, it just becomes natural. And then, when it becomes natural, then you might want to up the ante a little bit as well. so that you always feel loved. Okay, so it's only the same as doing for yourself, what you would do for a partner. You would find out what makes a partner feel loved, and you would make sure that you did that, so it's only the same thing, but it's just kind of flipping it on its head and doing it for yourself. So I hope that has helped, and I hope that you have got some ideas from that. And like I say, that book is by Gary Chapman, so I'm sure if you look it up, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Okay, so I wish you all lots of love, and I hope you go away and have some fun with that. Okay, take care, bye.